Hello and welcome to my second attempt at Eldfall Chronicles Northern Wind campaign at the Mountaintop Shrine Heavenly Guardians quest. As you can see here, I have still the first layout and I kept it from my last game. Even when I tried to record it right away in my second attempt, it took a few days between these attempts, so therefore I have probably come up with a more or less great idea how to approach this. But without further ado, let's go right into my second attempt. And therefore, I will start with my heroes. 1, 2, 3. Sagan's first activation, second 1, 2, 3. Nara will cast Leech Life onto herself. And Nara will go 1, 2. Melting Touch on Sagan. And then 1, 2, Melting Touch on Nara. And Theros will go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Jump right into the water. And now I have to look up when I can activate Strategy Phase. Discarded gain the following effect during the quest. This model ignored by enemy behavior, provided at least one other ally is alive. Incoming attacks against this model suffer a -4 modifier. You can recover this card at the next midnight. So I will use Necromata. I will have used it in my strategy phase, therefore that Anari will be ignored by other hostiles. And actually, he will stay there. And now, since the Intrigue token 2 is right here, I will do that. Did I forgot? No, Intrigue token is there. Okay, excuse me. So with this, I will go right into Anari's. This is the first turn, Anari's first activation, second activation. Theros will stay here, these two will stay here. And now let's go into the hostiles turn. Precarious Embers spawn 2 tier 1 hostiles on the space with the loot token closest to the entrance. It's right there. If there are no loot, okay, last hero, but luckily there are loot tokens, so I will spawn 2 tier 1. 1 to 10, it's a Vengeful Spirit. It's a Bone Walker, and the same again. 1 Bone Walker, 1 Vengeful Spirit. Therefore, I will just put these down, and then I will come right back at the hostiles' turn. Okay, as you can see here, the Vengeful Spirit and the Bone Walker are right here. I also put the 2 Onis and our Maru from the field, since they are normally not spawned right now. So therefore, with the hostiles first activation, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, he runs into the same space as Anari, who is ignored. And the Bone Walker, 1, 2, 1, 2. In his active role, it only rotates. Okay, it would originally only rotate. Okay, I'll engage a line of sight. Okay, I thought it would also activate, so therefore we have a little guardian up here. Just double checking. Line of sight, walk toward. Only walk towards enemy. So 1, 2, 3, 4, it will drift only up to here. So with this, it's the hero's turn. And as previously, I will go with this time Leech Life onto herself. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, then it would attack. Anari will use this turn to generate 2 mana token. I will just use the synergy points next to her, because my idea basically this time is to try and cast Deep Freeze onto the 2 Rodozetsus, so that they suffer weak points, minus armor, cannot move, and more importantly, cannot declare any action than idle or nothing. And I hope that this will give me the advantage I need. But since it was her turn, she will do nothing else. Nara will use Leech Life in her strategic phase, therefore it's the hostile's turn. And we have Knight. Whenever hostile performs a melee attack, this turn increase its strikes by 1. Okay, so now 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. It will get into the same space as the heroes, because Anari is ignored. And now Sagan will activate, even when he's not enchanted. Therefore, 1 strike originally, 1 for Sentinel, and he will use second wind to get a third one. He's not enchanted, therefore he needs a 16 or less, but with 11, 10 and 7 he hits. Normally Tor of 15, half because of the incorporeal, therefore 7.5 up to 8. 18, 16 and 12, these are 3 weak points. The ghost will get, which is quite nice because I still have the one for Slayer's Gambit, and it requires to exploit weak points and incapacitate a hostile engaged by another hero. And since Sagan hit the Vengeful Spirit, Theros is allowed to make a sequential assault to exploit 1 weak point and shoot at the hostile. He will use Assassination 1 to get +6 power. And since he exploits the weak point to get a critical hit, this is a 3, which is enough to exploit it and to destroy the ghost. Therefore, here is 1 done, which is quite great because Theros has 2 precious metals, which will be now enough to use Slayer's Gambit on. Okay, the ghost is destroyed. And now it's the hero's turn. Therefore, first of all, Theros will use 2 precious metals. He will break these to get 2 additional synergy points. And with this, Slayer's Gambit is done, unlocked. When exploiting weak points on a hostile engaged by another hero, add +3 power and cleave to this hero's attack. And as most of my synergy cards, I will still focus around Sagan. So, therefore, Sagan gets another synergy card. With all this done, Anari has enough mana token, and Sagan is here. Let's do it a little bit different. Anari goes back, 1, 2. Will she go back? Will she stay? Will she go back? Will she stay? What does Sagan's Martial Gravitas says? Become enchanted or healed by another hero, you may perform a strike 1 melee attack. I was originally thinking she activates it, is ignored by the hostiles, then I can do my hero stuff here and hopefully destroy the barrier. But I think it is better to keep her back. Not casting anything yet. And Theros going up to here. And waiting another only movement 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. She goes here. Spending another turn, another activation for a 3rd mana point. Nara also has 2. Yeah, I will do this, and let's see. Skilled Savages, tier 3 hostile or higher, gain duelists until the next turn. Okay, there is none on the field, so this was great that the card came now. Strategic phase of the hero's turn. I will just reread Necromata to be sure. Discuss the game for effect. This model is ignored by enemies' behavior provided at least 1 ally is alive. Okay, it's only for 1 turn, not until. Okay, I will not have used it. I thought it was. Oh no. The effect for the duration of the quest. Okay, I will still have used it. That was what I was not sure about now. But with all that, let's see what happens when Theros now activates encounter 2, and as previously I only have Fate A, but no Fate K or F or H. So therefore secret log 26, which was down here. And secret log 26 was that Blue Rosetsu, Red Rosetsu, Oni Marauders. If you do not have Fate D, which I do not have, place an obstacle here. So down here, you arrive, you arrive, you arrive, and you arrive. And Theros is just here for his medicines. Okay. Movement 1. Then he will stay here. He will he shoot? Will he not shoot? If he moves, he will get into an engaged range. I think he will just stay here. And next, Anari will cast Melting Touch on Sagan to give him Ignore Armor and Sweep. And with this, Theros is allowed to make a strike or a melee attack, which cannot be modified. So 17, he's enchanted luckily, therefore it hits. Ignoring armor, natural 1. This is the first wound. Now the burn quality triggers. With an 18, this is not enough, but since Sagan hit a target, sequential assault hits an enemy. I don't think that it counts as an enemy, therefore here is 1. Activated 1, I will just turn it around here. Theros activated once. Now let's see. Nara will attack. Therefore gaining 3 strikes because there are no activation points. 3 hits, 15 minus an armor of 5. 15 minus 5, there are no wounds. And I will wait. Now it's the hostile's turn. Starting with Chaos, tier 3 or higher, gain Sweep 2 and Unstoppable until the end of the hostile's turn. Oh, Theros, you're in for World of Pain. The Oni Marauders activate first. 1 to 10, this one. It's this one. 1, 2, it will attack Theros. Theros will try to dodge. Where does he want to dodge? I think he will just dodge 1 space back. Well, away. The Oni Marauder has 2 strikes. Theros has 1 die to dodge. So, Oni Marauder needing a 14 or less. It's a 3 and a 16. Theros has an agility of 13. With a 3 he successfully dodges, and he's allowed to dodge 2 space because movement of 3. 1, he will just go 1. Oni Marauder 1 to 10 goes up. 18 he goes down and attacks again. Theros will use his second activation to dodge a second time. He fails to dodge, but the Oni Marauder only hits him once. And with a 15 that is enough. Oh, also there is no... Okay, yeah, okay, it's fine. This is enough. He has armor piercing, staggering, and sweep. Okay, therefore Theros has 1, 2. He goes up to here. So that he's out of line of sight from this Oni Marauder. And he still has 1 wound left. I will just put it onto his card. 1 wound he has suffered. Now, 1 to 10, the Red Rosetsu. The Red Rosetsu will go first, which might not be the best. But she will leap over this. And her activated model, line of sight within, target, not her reactive, her active, sorry. Enemy within 4 spaces, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's not the case, other run, use dash to reach the enemy if able. She is able to use her dash, so therefore 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And she will make a single strike against Theros, 16 or less, 7 hits. 19 minus armor 3, this is not enough to wound him, therefore he gets a weak point. Here are my weak points. Up to Theros. And she can exploit a weak point to get a Reckless Abandon, which she will use, and Reckless Abandon means that she gets Unstoppable. Who can exploit when an attack hero has will do the following. Okay, yeah, she will do that. This was her first activation. Now I will just put it onto their own cards. It makes it easier for me to count these. And also for Aomaru. So, now her second activation. She is in contact, therefore 3 strikes. And she will use Berserk and Demon all. Yeah, okay. 16 or less, 3 hits. And the 19 isn't, but the rest are, so therefore only 1 weak point, and he is incapacitated. That was the idea the whole time, to make him incapacitated. Okay. Now there are no hostiles. Closest enemy within 1 inch, other dodge towards, any walk towards enemy. So 1, 2, he has movement 3, 1, 2, 3, and he will stay here. And the red Rasetsu, if there is no other run, use dash, also closest enemy. 1, 2, 3, 4. Both of these will wait here. Excuse me. So, let me think about what my heroes will do, and then I will let you join as soon as I have decided. Okay, let's go right into the hero's strategic phase. First of all, Theros uses one of his 2 medicines to stand up with 1 wound remaining. Let's put it down here. He will stay there for a whole lot of other game. Next, Anari will go 1, 2, and she will cast Melting Touch onto Sagan. Sagan, because of Martial Gravitas, will activate and attack. He will hit with a 3. He will with a 19 not wounded. And with that I will already wait. Will I wait? Will not wait. That was Anari's first activation. Let's do Nara her thing. Nara will activate next. She will attack the barrier. Hopefully not too much damage. I will not use the effect of the claw to gain an additional strike. I will not destroy the barrier this turn. Therefore I can also use Anari's second activation to cast Melting Touch onto Nara. So Nara attacks. 11 and 14 2 hits. Total power 15 to wound the barrier. 4 and 6, these are 2 additional wounds. The barrier has 4 HP. Therefore, the barrier is still weakly standing, but I will not interfere with the barrier at the moment anymore. And next, Theros will... Yeah, I think he will just try to clear a little bit of space. Therefore, he will try to dodge from the Oni Marauder, who will activate by striking at Theros. 10 or less for the Oni Marauder, it's a 5. Theros with a 6 manages to dodge. Therefore, 1, 2, 3, and his dodge 1, 2. Up to closer to the skeleton. And close to the skeleton, Theros will now try to take the skeleton on in close combat. He has a sword which gives him +1 strike for a total of 3. Yeah, I think Theros will try to do that. Oh, now he will go 1, 2 here and now shoot at the skeleton, at the Bone Walker. The Bone Walker will try to dodge. Theros will use Assassination 1 to get additional power. With a 2, this Bone Walker is able to dodge, and yeah, with a 15, Theros wrote no critical, and the Bone Walker is allowed to move 1 space closer. Hostiles turn. Sun Ember, spawn 1 tier 1 hostile on the space that has an intrigue token and is closest to the entrance. Intrigue token is there. So let's see. 1 to 10, it's a Vengeful Spirit. 13, it's a second Bone Walker. So I will place this one down, and as soon as I did that, we will return to the hostile's turn. Okay, here we are with the hostile's turn again. This time 2 Bone Walkers, but before that, this Oni Marauder will activate, and in its active role, it is, if it has line of sight, it will run towards the next hero. So 1, 2, 3, 4. No, sorry, it does not have line of sight. I forgot that. Therefore, the Bone Walkers in the active role will now go within engaged range. So 1, 2, it will go here, try to attack Theros. Theros will try to dodge it. So the Bone Walker has a total strike value of 2 with its corroded weapon, 11 or less because of the other Bone Walker. Theros has 13. He failed to dodge, nevertheless he's allowed to move 2 spaces. Both hitting. Power 10 minus 3 is 7 or less. These are 2 additional weak points. So Theros is currently at 3. Oh, also the rule of our Maru with the confused state will now apply to Theros the whole time. So the next, the Bone Walker goes up to here. He will also attack Theros, who tries to dodge again. With a 10 he successfully dodges, therefore 1, 2 goes up to here. Bone Walker number 1 attacks now the Theros out of action 1. 16 and 2, therefore the 2 is a hit. With a 19 Theros gets a 4th weak point. And this Bone Walker also goes into the same space as Theros and attacks. Luckily there's another undead here, therefore the 2 11s hit. And 17 and 15, Theros has gained a total of 6 weak points. And since the Oni Marauder activated first, there will have nothing. And here is the same. Surprisingly, Theros is still standing. Didn't expect that. To restore the shrine, what do I have to do? Remove an item of its choice from its inventory as an offering to the tutelage deity. Next, must perform a ritual on the same space. These 2 actions do not need to be consecutive. Desecrated shrines. There are desecrated shrines on the field that restore shrine each time he suffers a weak point. They suffer 1 additional weak point. Oh, okay. Theros has around 9 now, I assume. So 2 additional weak points. Going there, offering item, and then making a ritual. 1, 2, 3, 4. He needs 4 spaces, so he could make a dodge action up to there. And perform an interact action. Okay. Excuse me. My coughing is getting a little bit worse because of my hay fever. So, but back to the game. I think in the hero's turn, Theros first of all restores his medicine, which is quite nice, and then he will try to indeed dodge. And with a 20, he fails miserably. Each of the Bone Walker makes 1 attack, 11 or less. Both of these hit anyway. So 1, 2, 3. He's allowed 1, 2 to go here with his dodge. And now cast Necrotic Wound, or how is it called? Leech Life. Necrotic Wound to gain Cleave and Poison 2 onto herself. This is all about offense against these 2. Theros, on the other hand, goes 1, 2 and makes an offering by offering a healing potion. So that he can try next time to make a ritual. And must perform a ritual on the same space once complete. Okay, so the ritual completes automatically as soon as he does that. So dodging and there, Theros is done. Most likely once again, but we will see. Now, let me just double check the range of Deep Freeze. 5 spaces, okay. Let's start. This might get ugly. Anari casts Melting Touch on Sagan, who's allowed to attack. And he fails, and therefore I will do not go any further. I will actually spend her second activation to give herself a 4th mana token. And now it's the hostile's turn. Heroes must perform Morrow. On the fail they must roll. Okay, let's see. Anari with a 12, she's fine. Sagan with a 17, he's fine, he has 18. Nara with a 15 is not fine. With a 2, she goes to the exit. Okay, it is not possible because of the obstacle. And Theros has a moral of 12. He is fine. Okay. So, has no line of sight. R to the closest. She is ignored. Therefore, 1, 2, 1, 2, and it attacks Theros. Theros will try to dodge to stay where he is. With a 7, Theros successfully dodges the 7 of the Bone Walker. The other one, 1, 2, 1, attacks Theros 2. And a natural 1 is enough to even dodge to even await the successful dodge. And with a 1, Theros is wounded, and since he only has 1 wound, he immediately goes down again. That's not bad, it's okay, because in the next turn he's able to use the medicine and so on and so on. Necrotic wound onto herself from Nara. Theros will use medicine to get up again. And let's start with Theros. Since he had made the offering, he will now use his activation to bring back to restore the shrine. Since this was a ritual, 2 Bone Walker activate. 1 hits, 1 miss. And with a 15, this is not enough. Theros gets another weak point. And Theros is the whole time confused. Do we have the confused token? No, I do not have. But I hope I will remember. Now, Anari, once again, tries cast Melting Touch on Sagan. Sagan, with a 60, successfully hits. And with a 14, this is just enough to destroy the barrier. And now all hell breaks loose. So, let's start with Anari, because she's far enough away that these 2 have to dodge. And with this, let's go with... I'll try to freeze Gurren the red Rasetsu. No, I will try to freeze Aomaru the blue Rasetsu, because he's better in the defense and it's currently his defense turn. So it is casting, it is an enchantment. Enchantments cannot be parried, so strike 1 against an intelligence of 17. With a 6, this is successful. Therefore, Aomaru is now frozen, has 2 weak points, -3 armor, cannot declare movements. And it has costed Anari 1 mana point. So, frozen. Let me just put the mana point I spent down on Aomaru to remember that he is out of action now. And Anari cast it on Sagan, and she cast it on Aomaru, therefore she is out of activation points. Theros restored the shrine, therefore he has still 1 left. And also each of the Bone Walker has 1 left. Just putting it down there to remember. Now, with all this said and done, let's start with Sagan's first activation. And Sagan will attack Gurren. And Gurren in her reactive phase started off an attack, dodge towards attacker. Gurren will dodge. Sagan, with this knowledge, 2 strikes on himself. And he will use second wind to get a 3rd one. Yeah. So let's see. Gurren, agility 13. With the 18, she rolled above. Sagan now, 19 or less. These are 3 hits. Ignoring armor, and also since these are 3 hits, and he has sweep 1, our Maurus also hit. 15 or less. 16, 17, and 19. All 3 are failures. Excuse me. Exploiting weak point. Okay, I should have exploited weak points, which was not able, but now Gurren has 3 weak points and activated once. Our Maurus also hit you can do nothing. His armor is ignored. He has 2 weak points already. And anything else? Nothing and idle. Okay, therefore Sagan hitting him. And 5 and 2 18s is only 1 wound. But in this scenario, since he is cursed, he does not have his normal abilities as far as I remember. I will just double check. Blue Residue, has the Berserk class. Therefore, he has a toughness of 15 to ignore this wound. 4, he ignores this wound, but since he was nevertheless wounded, the burn quality activates, and with a 14, that is enough to put a wound onto him anyway. Now it's Sagan's second attack. Why did the 3 was for the gate, not for Gurren. Gurren will once again try to dodge with a natural 1. Oh no, these were the weak points, not the wounds. Sorry. 1, 2, 3 weak points. Okay, and 1, 2, 3, and therefore Sagan will attack. This would have been a great strike, but since Gurren rolled a natural 1, Sagan missed all of his strikes. That was not smart to use it against 2 attacks with Sagan first. Now, with this all done, next is Nara. Nara will attack with her claws. Gurren will try to dodge again. With a 15, she failed. And Nara will attack. She also 19 or less. 11 and 4, 2 hits. 15 or less, 2 wound. 3 and 6. Gurren has also Berserker. She ignores the first wound, but the second comes through and also has the cleave ability, and Gurren is now poisoned too, which stacks up quite a lot. Let me just put down the token all here. And what does poison 2 exactly does? Let me see. Do a toughness -6 roll in the strategic phase. On a fail, suffer 1 wound. Yeah, and weak. It becomes weakened, and weakened does half toughness and -1 strike, which is nice, especially since she is a berserk otherwise. And now Nara will attack again with her 3 strikes, and also the Oni Marauder will come through. And she, with a 19 or less, this one is cocked. 12, these are 3 wounds, 4, 12, and 13. And 15 or less, 20, 10, and 7. Cleave only, as it was written in the Discord, will do 1 additional wound. Therefore, these are a total of 3 wounds. Here we are. And with the 3 wounds now, onto Gurren. She is at 5 in total. Are there any rules? This is the Tomb of the Ancient. This is the next one. Is here something written something? No. Okay, this is only straight until they are dead. Okay, with all this, all of my heroes except for Theros. Theros still has 1 activation left. Theros will use a dodge action. The Bonewalkers will try to strike. With 2 10s, they hit Theros, dodging. With an 18, he fails to dodge. Will they wound him? 12 and 17. 12 minus 3 power is 10, minus 3 is 7. Okay, no. he will get 2 additional weak points. 1, 2. 1, 2 is allowed to dodge here. And that's all he can do right now. Theros really needs the Hanya. Okay, next. It's the hostile's turn. Let's see what happens here. 2 different heroes may spend 1 AP to remove either a wound or a weak point. Just because he can, Theros will spend 1 activation points to remove 1 activation points to remove 1 weak point. Now, the Oni Marauder will activate first. He will go 1 to here and will attack. So this is a 4 space. 1 to 10 he will attack Nara. He will attack Nara, who will use Foresight. This might be quite interesting because our Maro didn't activate it so far. But he is allowed to make in the strategic phase a toughness roll. On a successful, the enchantment is removed, so 15 or less. The enchantment is removed. Okay, sad but true. Gordon has to make a toughness will add half toughness. And with the half toughness, she is at 15, 7.2, 8 or less. 17, she gets another wound, Berserk. She does not ignore the wound. The poison 2 from the necrotic wound might be quite interesting. And also -1 strike. But now, the Oni Marauder attacks Nara. Sagan will activate and he will use his free protector to make a protector skill. Therefore, he has 1 normally reactive, but he's Sentinel. And he will use Masterful Parry to reduce the Oni Marauder's offense by 3. Therefore, from the 14 down to an 11. So, Oni Marauder, 11 or less. 12 and 16, he fails 2 times. Sagan, 15 and 18, he succeeds 2 times. So, first of all, the Oni Marauder and then the other 2 with his sweep. The Oni Marauder, 11 and 13, these are 2 wounds. Now, with these 2 wounds, he can make 1 finishing strike. 17 hits, 5 wounds. And all of these wounds trigger a burn. And these are 3 burn for a total of 6 wounds, which immediately destroys this Oni Marauder. Since previously there were 2 hits, these 2 hits onto Gurren first because she already used her toughness roll. Wounding, it's 12. Now, the 12 is a wound, therefore Gurren has now, let me just exchange a few, has now 7 wounds. The burn quality with a natural 1 is enough to give her an 8 wound. And now the finishing strike with a 9. Is he allowed to make a finishing strike more than once? Let me just double check. And this model causes wounds to a target immediately. Strike 1 attack. Yeah, he is allowed. There's no limit on this turn as far as I have read. So the 9 hits and the 5 wounds too, which is the 9th wound, and then burn quality a 9. This is the 10th wound, and Gurren has 10 hit points. She is defeated. Great. And now the hitting go onto our Maru. 18 and 7. The 7 is a hit. The 3 is a wound. His Berserk of 15 or less. He ignores it. Okay, but that was the Oni Marauder's activation. And his free protector. It's going from high to low. Therefore now it's our Maru's activation. Since he is the highest, the Oni Marauder just only rotates. Now our Maru will activate. And our Maru will attack as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, he will attack. And he will use his charm too. Therefore, my heroes, whoever will activate, has to make an intelligence roll first. Because he's such a charming fellow, I can just put away all of these tokens. Give me a second to do so, because just to clean it a little bit up. And with all the space clean up, our Maru will attack. 1 to 10 he will attack Nara. He will attack Nara. Sagan will activate with his Protector skill. The other two will wait with her Foresight. Theros, Intelligence check, 18. He's unable to react. Therefore, he's unable to use his Protector skill. Sagan will do nothing. Our Maru will attack. And he has a strike value of 2. As I said, Nara will wait and see. Defense is 16, our Maru's offense is 13. Okay, these are 2 hits. Nara will... She has only 1 strike. Nara will try to dodge this one. Trying to... her intelligence check first. 19, she's unable to do so. Therefore, 2 hits on both of these. Onto Nara. 17 and 9. Nara has an armor of 4 now. Is it 4? Yeah, 4. Therefore, 15 or less. These are 1 wound and 1 weak point. Wound and weak point. Wound and weak point. She has 3 health. And it is a weapon with a staggering quality. Oh, also only half the wound. So 219 minus 2. 17 is a second wound. This time the armor piercing of the War Club matters. And Nara is out of her second activation. Sagan is also hit. But Sagan is only wounded 1, but he loses also an activation point. Now our Maru's second activation. He will 1 to 10 Nara. Okay, Nara once again. Sagan will try to intervene. With a 19, not enough. Nara out of activation. Wait a second, before that, isn't there a knockback? Knockback 2. Yeah, knockback 2 all sizes except Colossal App. I'm thinking about maybe a Neri being able to do something, but all of her sorcery, Frostbite, Target, it's an enchantment. By spending 1 mana, the caster may increase the strike value. With an AoE becomes slowed, space area effect. What do we have here? Enchantment, okay, these are all only enchantments. So let me have a look into the rulebook if she's allowed to cast an enchantment in the opponent's turn, because if she is allowed, she will try in his first activation to cast Deep Freeze again onto him. I will have a look and I will join you as soon as I have read up. Okay, I read up, and enchantments can be only cast in the active role. Therefore, no Deep Freeze in this moment. Therefore, our Maru attacks once again. He hit 2. Did I already draw it? I do not know. Let's just see again. 14, 17. He hits 2 times, as I assumed. Nara is out of activations. Therefore, both are hit. First of all, Sagan, who was unable to activate with a 4 and a 2. These are 2 wounds. Sagan luckily has 4. Therefore, Sagan is still standing. And Nara is hit 2 times. 19 is not enough, but the 6 is. Therefore, Nara has 3 wounds by now. And she goes down. Okay, next. The only Marauder, Maurus. This was his first, his second. Now his third activation, he will attack. Sagan once again. Sagan tries to react. With a 7, he's now able to react. Oh, sorry, he is unable to because he was hit 2 times. So, because of Sagan, he loses another activation token. So, unable to react. And with 9 and 13, both are hitting because he has an offense of 13. And these are enough wounds to put Sagan also down. So, Theros, all hangs on to you because you have to heal the other characters. First off, this Bone Walker goes up to here, tries to attack. Theros tries to dodge. Theros is able to dodge, so 1, 2. 1, 2 goes up here. Yeah, 1, 2 tries to attack again. Theros tries to dodge. 1-2 successfully dodges, and Bonewalker goes back to here. That was unexpected. Now it's the hero's turn. First of all, Theros regains medicine. Now Theros has to use 1-2. Does he have the leap? He has the level difficult. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and then he has to dodge. Okay. Yeah, with that, Theros will just use his dodge action. 1, 2, 3, and then he will dodge. Aomaru, who is a sentinel by himself, tries to attack with 2 attacks. 11 and 18. The 11 hits, but Theros with an 11 by himself was able to 1-2 go up to here. Now it becomes tricky because it doesn't become tricky. What I'm saying, and now he spends a mana token and try to deep freeze Aomaru again, and with a 16. This is enough from deep freeze then. That was easy. Now Theros spends his second activation to use medicine onto Nara. Nara will stand up, and if the Rara is incapacitated, they can use the item. So one. Okay, sorry. It wasn't so easy. It wasn't so easy, sad but true, because Nara now she only gains 1 HP, but she does not gain any activation points, which makes it quite difficult. Do I want to spend it still on Nara, or do I want to spend it on Sagan in this case? I think I want to spend it on Sagan in this case, simply because then Anari can cast Martial Gravitas on Sagan, and Sagan is allowed to make a strike 1 attack while he's still lying down. I will read up what it means when he's crouched and lying down, but I think this is a plan. Give me another second. Okay, Crouch only costs the miniature, the hero, to reduce its attack to strike 1. I am thinking about maybe using another enchantment to give Sagan a little bit more staying power when performing a damage roll against the enchanted model the attacker must perform. I'm thinking about maybe Ice Shield or Mirror Bubble. Suffers a hit from me, the attacker must perform an agility roll. If it fails, it strike 1 with a power equal to its own attack. Afterwards, the enchantment is removed. Flame Skin is worthless. From a damage roll against the enchanted model, the attacker must perform damage roll against armor 5. Afterwards, its power is reduced by 3. Ice Shield, Mirror Bubble. Enchantment is removed. I'm not fond of Mirror Bubble and Ice Shield. Both of these are not quite interesting. I'm still thinking about the offense of Melting Touch, to be honest, to ignore his armor. Maybe also immobilizing him with Cutting Chill. Yeah, I think I will use Ice Shield onto Sagan this time. So Sagan is now allowed, because he's again enchanted, to make a strike 1 attack, which cannot be modified. So with a natural 20 he also fails to hit. This was worthless. An activation point, these two have cast there, so therefore it's now the hostile's turn. Heavy Snow is hazy. Okay, this is actually quite good because it's a protection from freezing winds. The Oni Marauder has no line of sight. Now Aomaru, in his strategic phase, has to make a toughness roll. With a 6 he's able to free him from the deep freeze. And now his first activation, he will try to attack Theros. And Theros will try to dodge Aomaru. So Aomaru has 2 strikes. 17 and a natural 1. And Theros is unable to dodge it. And with this, Theros dodges 1, 2. He is hit once, which might be enough. With a natural one, this is definitely enough. Theros goes down. And now Anari is within reach. But Anari is also allowed to react. And I will actually do this time. Because I use the heroes are down, becomes immobilized. Anari will activate using the Frost spell, which is a small spray. Which means a small spray, if I remember correctly, is it 2 or 3? Let me just put down my quick reference sheet between the pages so that I can look into the rule book with what is a small spray. I hope it is 3 spaces. Let's see. It is not here. Here it is. Area small. It's only 2 within 3 spaces. Okay. And a large is within 5. So within 3 spaces, she will cast the Frost spell, because then he becomes immobilized. And with a 19 she failed, but she can spend a mana point to reroll it. And with a 13, our Maru is now frozen deep, and he has no range attack. But before that, intelligence roll with a 13, and now he was allowed to react. So now only the Bone Walkers activate. 1, 2, 1, 2. Here they are now. And also I just noticed that it was stupid. Theros would have stayed here, because it was most likely that he would go down. This would have now tactical advantage. So, Nekomata causes Anari to be now visible, but Syntheros, in its retreat phase, uses his first medicine to get up by himself. And Nari tries to deep freeze our Maru with a last activation point. Immobilized, yeah. And with the 3, our Maru is frozen again. Which is great, because now both of these still have no activation points. So first activation, Theros will activate and use his medicine onto Sagan? Nara? It's difficult, because he will get up and will immediately activate. So let's say he uses it onto... He will use it onto Nara. So, first activation onto Nara. Second activation, Theros will go use a dodge action, 1, 2, to go up to here. And Nari will she use Sagan? Sagan could make a strike 1 attack. Unless she has anything else she could cast on Sagan. She will cast Ice Shield onto Sagan, so that Sagan is allowed to make another attack. And with a 2, Sagan's hit. Previously Sagan would have go down. Just the damage rolls for our Maru. Yeah, Sagan hits our Maru, who has, because of the deep freeze, armor -3. And with an 18, Sagan fails to wound, but he gets a weak point. And since Sagan hit our Maru, Sequential Assault activates, which allows Theros to attack with his Thenian crossbow. Assassination 1 to gain more power. With a 3, he's able to hit. 19 minus only armor. Does he have any armor? Armor is -3. No, our Maru has no armor, therefore 19 or less. 9 is enough, but he has the Berserker class, and with a 20 he fails. So our Maru gets a second wound. Sagan is now boosted. Excuse me. Okay, and with all this, he could also ignore the weather condition hazy. Was she able to freeze him? I'm not sure if it was previously or afterwards. I would say it is fine. It's more fun this way, because I want to play the game and I will experience the campaign. So, Hostiles card. Spawn a tier 3 house or 2 space array from the lowest number encounter on the field towards the entrance. So, here comes an Oni Marauder. Boom, down here. I'm asking myself, okay, I'm not allowed to attack if I'm down on the ground. Okay, so with all this, the Oni Marauder first activates because that's the special on this card. Okay, and with that he will attack Sagan because he is on the ground. Sagan on his turn will defend. But his strike value will be reduced to 1, but he has the Sentinel, which is a second attack. And he will reduce the Oni Marauder's offense to 11. The Oni Marauder fails, and Sagan, the 20 fails, but the 15 is enough to win this confrontation. He strikes the Oni Marauder with an 18, which is not enough, but since he was able to hit, he's allowed to hit our Maru. A 5 is enough. This turn he has another Berserker, because it's a new round. He ignores this one. But since it was a wound, the burning quality manages to give him a wound anyway. And Theros is allowed because of sequential assaults to attack the Oni Marauder. With a 15 he hits him with a Fanging Crossbow, power 19 for assassination 1, minus armor 3, 16 or less. This one is cocked. With a 7 this is a wound on the Oni Marauder. Okay. Quite a lot of handling with tokens. The Oni Marauder's second activation against Sagan. Sagan once again will try to defend himself. The Oni Marauder once again 11 or less. These are two 20s in Dungeons and Dragons. This would have been a great roll. And Sagan 5 and 14. These are 2 hits. Sagan is out of activation points now. And 15 or less. Sorry, not 15 or less, since he has the Ice Shield. It's minus the Oni Marauder's armor of 3, it's 12 or less, but these are still 2 wounds. And now the burn quality from these 2 wounds, 15 or less, and they are ignoring armor. The 12 is enough, so 3 additional wounds, which equals the 4 wounds of the Oni Marauder, who's down. He hit 2 times, therefore our Maru is hit 2 times as well. Our Maru has an armor of 3 minus the... let's see if he's still frozen. With a 20 he's still frozen. Okay. This changed the game most likely. Hit 2 times, ignore armor 3 minus armor 3 is still ignored, so 2 wounds. And now our Maru has the bleed condition. 2 wounds, then... Did I roll the burn for the Oni Marauder? I rolled the burn for the Oni Marauder. There's no burn from the Oni Marauder, but Theros, sequential assault, 18 or less accuracy, hits. And the 7, Theros slew the Oni Marauder, not Theros. Theros slew, not Sagan. 2 wounds for our Maru, so he's at 5 in total. Theros sequential assault, 16 hits, 19 does another wound. Luckily, our Maru already used his Berserker, so he is down to... He has suffered 6 wounds already. And finishing strike from Sagan, that was the last one. With an 18 he is enchanted by Ice Shield, therefore 19 it's hits. And 8 is enough to wound. But this was still 1 activation, therefore Theros is not allowed to attack again in this activation. Okay, so 7 wounds still frozen. And this all because of the Oni Marauder's activation. And Sagan is out of activations. Now, the first Bone Walker, 1-2, strikes at Sagan. 2 and 8 to both hits, armor only 3 remaining, 7 or less. 9 and 13, these are 2 weak points at Sagan, who has the Hanya and therefore does not care at all about it. Second activation. 20 and 16 both miss. Next Bone Walker goes up to here. Strikes Sagan. Natural 1 ignores on the 3 hits. The 3 fails to wound, and the natural 1 with a 3 wounds Sagan, who is down to his 4th wound. Goes down immediately, and with a 14 gets another weak point. I should really use again the dice. And now his second activation, 1-2, closer to Theros. On Theros' turn. Also the Bone Walker has to go up to here. Because 1-2. Oh. The Bone Walker were unable to attack from here. They had to spend an extra, and therefore Sagan did not receive another wound because it was the second activation of the second Bone Walker. So, the Bone Walkers stand here and do not activate, which isn't really better, to be fair. Now it's the hero's turn, and in the hero's turn, Theros has to reanimate one of the two. So Theros goes up to here and uses his regained medicine, I will flip, to reanimate Sagan and gets 2 attacks from the Bone Walkers. 12 and 9, they have a defense of 11, therefore only 1 hit. And this. Wait. Before I do that. And there he has the War God's Bracer. When the wearer may control an undead of 1 performance intro equals to his high. If successful, the becomes allied for the quest. On fail, the wearer suffers 1 weak point. I will try it. War God's Bracer on one of these 2. So, intelligence roll. 17, just enough. You're my buddy now. So, X-Guy is my buddy. And with this, I will use X-Guy to attack his previous teammate. So X-Guy has 2 strikes against the other undead 1. Now both have only 10. Opponent hits, and with a 17 fails to wound. And the same again. 12 and 17 against 18. This is a total fumble. None of these do any good. And this was in the strategic phase. Now Theros can go here. Revive Sagan. Excuse me. And Sagan has only sweep 1. But that might be enough. Anari will she try? Anari, first of all, she will cast now. Once again, Icy Shield. How am I melting touch? He has no armor currently, so therefore Anari will cast Ice Shield once again on Sagan to keep him a little bit more alive. And Sagan 1 strike, and since he cannot be modified, okay, only 1 strike. With an 80 hits our Maru. 18 is not enough, but since he hit our Maru, there is also our Maru. No, he wasn't. Theros attacks with a Thenian crossbow. With a 12 he hits, and with a 13 he wounds. Berserker 15, he has Tamno 15, therefore it is ignored. And she has another. Does she has any meaningful damage spells? She has Glacier Circle for 13. May increase strike. Our E is Blast Large. Become difficult and dangerous. Water Lash knocks back. Not really great. Theros has another activation left. Anari casts Melting Touch on Theros. And Theros will attack the Bone Walker, who's out of activation points. And yeah, with this, Theros has 2 strikes normally with a sword, but a 3rd one for the ability of the sword. 13 or less. This is a total failure. Okay, next is the hostile turn. Also, he's confused. He's all bad anyway. totally forgot that he's confused. Okay. Our mouse strategic phase. He is bleeding. Toughness roll for that. He fails. And if he fails a bleed roll, suffers another wound. Berserk fails, so he is at 8 wounds. And he just bled out. Deep freeze. He would have broken out. Okay, our Mao is defeated by bleed. Luckily. Really, really lucky. Okay, I didn't expect that. But hey. After the freezing winds last time, I'm not sorry about it. And as I said earlier, I want to enjoy the campaign. Therefore, I do not feel bad about it. Now, with this, Sagan has only 3 wounds, is active, Nara. Okay, the Bone Walker activates because before that, here. Onslaught, spawn 1 tier 3 hostile, 1 space behind the last hero. That hostile gains +3 power. It was 1 space behind, but a Nari is ignored. Therefore, this one activates first. 1, 2, 3, 4. He will run 1, 2, 3, goes up to here. Or he can go here and attack, goes up to here. And he will... Yeah, this is the most direct, closest, so therefore Sagan is the closest. And will attack. Sagan will attack in return. And maybe slay the other hostile. Will he attack Sagan? 1 to 10, it's Sagan. It is the Bone Walker. Oh, that is bad. Nara, is she engaged when she's... I think she cannot be engaged, so therefore Sagan uses it to use his Protector 1 skill to intercept and make his attacks. Sagan therefore intercepts, and as previously, the black dice are reduced. Offense of the Onimarauder, 11 or less. Sagan rolls a 7 and a 4, the Onimarauder 5 and a 9. The Onimarauder wins this confrontation with a 9. So, Sagan is staggered, and he... staggered, therefore loses his activation, and -3 is 11, that is enough to put Sagan down again. The friendly Bone Walker is also hit once, and with a 14, it has armor against range, armor 2, therefore 19 down to 17, yeah. The Bone Walker is splattered. And now it's the Onimarauder's second activation. It goes 1 space here against Theros. Wait a second. I will try, since Sagan goes down. And Neri will also activate. And she will dodge. 1 here. And now the Onimarauder will activate, attacking Theros. Theros will try to dodge. Onimarauder hits 2 times. Theros dodges with an 18. No. Here is hit. And 5 and 15 goes down. 2 wounds, he is down. And Nari would be able to do something. She has 1 activation left. Against an Onimarauder, she will do nothing. The Bone Walker's turn, he will activate 1, 2. And Neri has 1 activation. She will use this activation to cast Frost onto the Bone Walker. Is she able to do so? With a 3, she is. He is immobilized, can do nothing else, and gets a power 11 hit. With a 6, minus the armor of 2, plus 3 armor against range attacks, which this is 5. 11, 6 is still enough to destroy it. So it was frozen and dry and destroyed. Okay, now it's the hero's turn. Starting with Theros, getting up because of his medicine. And continuing with this, he will use his second medicine. Will he use his second medicine? He had to get up. The Animal will do nothing as long as I do not interfere with him. He has a lot of power. I totally forgot the Ice Shield against Sagan. Oh no, it was against the Bone Walker, okay. No, I forgot it, the Ice Shield. Okay, with this, Anari will cast... Yeah, she's ignored because Sagan, Theros is up. I will spend the second medicine. This might be the mistake, but I will do that. To give Sagan... to give Sagan 1 hit point back. And Anari will cast Mirror Bubble and Ice Shield on Sagan. And Sagan is allowed to make a melee attack, which is fruitless this time. So, let's see what happens next in the hostile. Remove all states, okay. This is shuffled back. Now, this one will go 1. 1 to 10, he will attack Theros. He will attack Sagan. Sagan will react by attacking himself and putting down the Oni Marauder's offense. 11 or less, 2 failures. Sagan with a 5 and a 7, 2 hits. Armor at 3, therefore 12 or less, 2 wounds. Finishing strike hits. 3 is wounding. And Theros with a sword. With a 5, he hits. And a 10, he has a power of 12 minus armor 3, 9 or less. Okay, only 1 weak point, but 3 wounds and bleeding. Oni Marauder's second activation, 1 to 10 Theros. It's Theros. Sagan uses his protector skill to interfere. Theros himself will try to dodge. So Sagan rolls an 8 and a 9. The Oni Marauder 3 and a 7. Sagan wins. Theros goes 1. Will stay where he is because to revive Nara. And Sagan wounds a 3rd time. Finishing strike hits. Does no wound. Theros fails to hit, but these are the 4th wound, and the Oni Marauder is down. That was a hostile turn. This Oni Marauder just standing there because in his active turn, if he has no line of sight, he will rotate with line of sight, walk towards enemy. So, it's down. Theros is standing there. Strategic phase. Theros regained medicine and uses it immediately on Nara. Theros, Sagan standing up. Anari 1-2, casting Melting Touch on Sagan and Mirror Ice Shield on Sagan. I have to shuffle the Chaos deck and then we will go into the hostile turn and my heroes will just try to recuperate right now. Okay, the Chaos deck is shuffled. Let's see what happens. Hostile recovery. 2 ice tier recover 1 HP each. Okay, there's nothing done here. Next, Theros. Regains medicine, uses it on Nara. Anari casts Melting Touch on Theros and Sagan. And then we go to... I will once again shuffle the Chaos deck. And we will see what happens in the next turn where Nara is now also up and beating. Okay, once again, reshuffle Chaos decks. What we have? Dense Haze. Okay, not great because it puts down the heavy snow. And we are no longer protected from freezing winds. But it's the hero's turn. Nara is alive. Nara casts Soul Leech onto herself to gain maybe some mana points. And we will start with Nara casting Second Chance onto herself. 3 and a 15. She has an intelligence of 14, therefore only 1 success. And she stands up. Theros moves up to here. Second chance, this time onto Sagan. She has the healer, therefore it succeeds automatically. Sagan is back to 1 wound. And Theros also recovered one of his medicines. Now, Melting Touch on Sagan and Nara. Next turn, hostiles. Reckless Abandon, tier 1 hostiles, okay. Nothing important this time. Theros regains his next medicine. And Nara casts Second Chance on Sagan because it has a strike 2. She's also able to heal herself once. And we'll just rule to speed it a little bit up that she cast it already in the first attempt with a failed roll, because now at level 3, she's also a Vitalist, which means her healing spells cast on teammates are automatically successful. And now she will also cure Theros for 2, that he's also back up. Only the weak points gathered, but the rest is fine again. I will reshuffle the Chaos deck, Melting Touch and Melting Touch. I'll reshuffle the Chaos deck, and then I hope I can continue with the quest. Okay, new Chaos deck and Freezing Winds. Hostile Recovery, okay, shuffled into the Chaos deck. Nothing happens. Hero's turn. Nara starts. 1, 2. Let's see if her Scouting Head does anything. Intelligence 14. It is successful, so my other heroes can ignore it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now Sagan, 1, 2, 3, 4 runs up to here. Nari, 1, 2, Melting Touch onto Sagan. Theros, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here runs up to here. Now Sagan, 1, 2 goes up to here, attacks the Oni Marauder, who reacts with an attack by himself. Sagan reduces his defense by 3 down to 7. Sagan himself has 2 strikes, Oni Marauder has 1. With a 9 the Oni Marauder fails. Sagan 11 and 9 2 hits, he is enchanted. Therefore with Melting Touch ignoring armor. 9 and 4, 2 wounds. Burn is another one. Finishing strike, 15 hits. 2 is enough to put this Oni Marauder already down. So, okay. Sagan's second activation. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Theros goes already up to here. Nari goes 1, 2, Melting Touch onto Nara, and Nara goes up. Nara stays here where she is, 1, 2, and Nari goes to Sagan. Okay. Reshuffling the Chaos deck and see what happens. I will activate the Intrigue because I am curious about what happens. And again, Chaos deck is reshuffled. Tier 1 hostiles gain speed 1. Okay, nothing happens here. Leech Life. Nothing else to do in the strategic phase. Theros activates the Intrigue token. As you step into the treasure house, the air heavy with dust and decay, 2 deathly warriors, once honored guards of the treasury, emerge from the shadows, weapons raised. Out of the corner of your eyes, you catch a glint of something shiny. 2 forgotten hero guardians. Forgotten hero guardians are the hostiles placed in this intrigue have forgotten hero. Okay, guardians. Okay, yeah. 2 forgotten heroes on 3 and on 4. 3 and on 4. I will just use these 2, 1 and 2. 2 offense. 2. Yeah, okay. I will. Okay, let me just grab the forgotten heroes and the correct miniatures, and then we will continue with this quest. I was too greedy, but I was curious. Okay, with this, let's get the group once again together. Sagan, 1, 2, 3, 4. He runs up to here. Next, Nara. 1, 2, 3, 4. She spends her current 2 mana points to cast Command Undead or Control Undead onto the melee dude. He is now my buddy. Next, the melee dude, 1, 2, attacks his own friend. So these two die for mine, and this one for the opponent. Both offense and defense 16 because it is boosted. My dude wins with a 12, luckily the 20 failed. And only the armor of 6 minus a corroded sword is 13, minus 2, 11, minus 6 is 5 or less. It's 1 weak point, the second activation of these two. This time also my dude wins. And the 3, these are 2 weak points onto the hostile. Now, without any distress, Sagan 1, 2, 3, 4 can run up to here. Anari 1, 2, 3, 4 runs up to here. 1, 2, melting touch onto Sagan. Sagan is allowed to attack the archery dude. 1 strike unmodified. With 3 he's able to hit, ignoring armor and magical. 7 is a wound, the burn quality. With a natural 1 is a second wound, and the finishing strike. 20 fails to hit. Theros shoots with a Thenian crossbow. 10 is a hit, 19 is half. It's 9. It's a 9 minus 6 is a 3. It's an 8 there, 18, therefore a third weak point. And now, since all are here, and Nara is allowed to attack since he's out of activation, and she has reinforced soul leech onto herself. She is allowed to attack 2, so 3 wounds, 2 wounds. I think it was only 2 wounds. With a 14 and a 13, she hits 2 times. She has nothing else, therefore 15 minus 9 or less. These are 2 wounds. She regains 2 mana token because she inflicted 2 wounds. And the second Forgotten Hero Guardian is already down, despite his improvements. So, how much carrying capacity? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So he has still 4 left. And with this, since Theros only activated this one here, he will activate the first superior loot token. And looting and leveling. Leveling is all done. Let's see what happens here. With a 19, Soporific Grenade and Haste Bomb. I think I have both of this. Yeah, I will have a look at it and then I will see what I will be getting. Since I discarded the healing potion, I had to go with the Potion of Stamina and Healing Potion. And this is the hero's turn. Now the hostile's turn. Tier 1 hostiles gain. Okay, it's not interesting. So, next up. Heal. Leech Soul onto herself. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Up to here. Sagan. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. For first one. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Melting touch onto Sagan. And Theros will... Yeah, come on. He will loot a second time. Let's see what happens here. 13 Grapeshot Grenade, Soporific Grenade. I will have a look later on. But now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He goes up to here, and I also use this Intrigue token. Yeah, since I also have to reshuffle the Chaos deck, I will look for my loot. And then we will see what happens most likely with the next encounter. Okay, I had to look up. I have neither the, from 13, the Soporific Grenade, neither have I the Healing Potion left, or I have the Magatama left. So normally I would have just rerolled, but I said, okay, I do not want to reroll any time, so I will just take the Grapeshot Grenade. And now, Chaos deck reshuffled. Terror's Embrace, choose hero with the highest hostile. Okay, there's no hostile on the field. Now it's the hero's phase, and my Leech Life and my Brave Guardian will activate the Encounter 3. A lone marauder stands watch over the stairway, blocking the path to your destiny, the inner sanctum. Place 1 Oni Marauder on 10. It's at the top. Here he is. And Oni Marauder Guard has +1 stamina and 2 HP. Oh, my poor little boy. starting with my Forgotten Hero Guardian, he will shoot at him. He has a strike value of 1, and the Oni Marauder will try to dodge. Accuracy 14, Oni Marauder has an agility of 8, and he manages to dodge 1 space. Second activation, the same. Hits and fails to dodge, but he is in light cover, therefore -2 to its accuracy, and it is still a failure. So, Oni Marauder still has 1 stamina left. Therefore, Theros 1, 2, 3, since he is open space. Theros will shoot at the Oni Marauder, and the Oni Marauder will try to dodge. Assassination 1 for power 19. Oni Marauder dodges successfully. Okay, he's quite agile on his feet. But now he's out of activation points. Therefore, Sagan 1, 2, 3, 4 goes into the same space. Nara 1, 2 goes here, 1, 2, 3, and she casts and she casts Melting Touch onto Sagan, who's allowed to make a strike 1 attack. With a 9 he hits. With a 2 he wounds. With a 19 the burn is nothing, but the follow-up finishing strike 1. And it wounds. Does it make a burn? It makes a burn. So these are 3, and Theros is allowed to attack. Once again, sequential assault. And with a 2 and a 2, the Oni Marauder 1, 2, 3, 4 wounds. And 2 additional wounds, so he has 6 in total. So he already received 1 and 4 wounds. Now, Sagan's second act, this was Anari, Sagan's first, Anara, 1, 2, 3, 4, jumps right into here and attacks with 3 strikes, even when she is not boosted, except of Soul Leech. Since she attacks the same target as Sagan, Lava's Bound activates, and she has an offense of 19, 3 hits. And she has a power of 15 minus armor of 3 is 12 or less. 1 wound. 1 additional mana token. And this is the 5th wound. He activated twice. Theros 1, 2. Then he would be goes up to here. Attacks once with his Assassination 1. 10 hits. 7 is enough to wound, and the Oni Marauder goes down. Oh, and Theros is no longer confused. I totally forgot that rule. As you might have noticed during the time of my videos, there are quite a lot of rules, and it's difficult to remember them all by one person. So, activate twice. These 2 will stay where they are. Stay where you are, and you go up to here, cast Magic Touch on Nara. And we have Sleet, Dense Environment. Okay, it's fine. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here. And now my heroes will just exit the field. That was a lengthy game. It was interesting because of this, but you could, as you have seen, because I cheesed the start, I took my time. Theros, the Undying, played his role. I used my Necromata. Now, since we have done that, let's go right into the ending. Whether your efforts have been enough remains uncertain, yet the path ahead feels as through. It is the sum of all that has come before. The steps you take now shall shape the fate of this land and decide whether you shall ever find your way home. You have reached the final ascent to Mount Biodo Peak, to Mount Biodo's peak, through the tomb of the ancient. The steep stairway clings to the jagged mountain wall, winding along the edge of a waste and violent fissure that cleaves the mountain. From the rift depths, a pillar of radiant light surges skyward, bathing the ascent in crimson, its power thrumming in the air. Tomorrow, we are walking on the precipice of worlds. The veil here is threadbare, fragile. The rift is open, a gate between realms is its pull growing even stronger. I restored the shrine, and I have to advance the time by 1. So, we go up here 1, going here, and we finish the mission going to daytime. I will clean the board. I still have to get the green K and red F token. And then I will have to do one event. So let me clean the board, get the tokens, and then we will continue with the event. Okay, I've cleaned up the board. We just completed the Heavenly Guardian's Mountain Shrine. And we have the last event. Let's see what happens. Nui, the Angered Spirit. The tempestuous lightning spirit rages above you, its form veiled by dark clouds, swirling with electric arcs. The spirit balance has been disturbed, its wrath marked by fierce, crackling spears of lightning cast down upon those who trespass its domain. Something precious offered willingly might quell its fury and restore calm. Very thematically. Modify the next quest to the following. Apply this card as a weather effect on the next quest alongside any weather cards revealed during the weather check. Okay, alongside is not good. Whenever you flip an instant card, roll a die for each model on the space with a wide open edge. On a roll of 15 or higher, the models have 1 wound and 1 weak point. He will make ignore the wound by removing a superior item from if the second superior item removed this quest card from in this quest, remove this event card. Okay, this is quite interesting, and we are going into the dead of the night. Do I want to wait once to remove weak point each for my heroes? I still have a lot of time. I will actually rest one time to remove 1 weak point each. It doesn't matter for Sagan. Theros might be in a pity, but he's Theros the Undying due to his 2 medicines. But to get into the midnight, recover this card at the next midnight and go up to here to get Nekomata back. So this is 1. And I will wait a second time, so that I will go into dawn, into the Tomb of the Ancients at Mount Bioda Summit at daylight. Just to get more favorable cards. So 1 rest and a second rest. So the Nui, the Angered Spirit, is even angrier because I delayed any offerings for him. So, and with Nui, the Angered Spirit, next time we will play the Tomb of the Ancient. As I see, this is part 1. So, I hope you enjoyed this Let's Play, and I'll see you the next time. Have a great day. Bye.